And here we are. It's that time again, people. That magical time of the week when we get together and talk about people's relationships. This is What the Fuck Tuesday. I am your host, Deborah Cooper, advice columnist for almost 30 years. So, yeah, I can do this. The format of this show is people send in letters. And I have a lovely cousin who works diligently to review them, select them, and put some into a document for me, which she then emails to me, or if she happens to be in the neighborhood, she will come by and give it to me. And when I see the questions, you hear them, we see them together for the first time. So all these answers are off the cuff, unrehearsed, unpracticed, just off the top of my head. Sometimes I might, forget something, in which case you should look in the chat room because the ladies always, they come up with some other stuff, and sometimes they flesh out what I say. They add their 2 cents, and so it comes out, that the answer is even better than just coming from me. So be sure to check there if you were one of the letter writers today and you want to get the full scope of the response. Listen to me and then look and see what they have to say as well. Now, I hope you guys, I have to take a little bit of intermission. I hope you guys have been enjoying the new series that we have on the channel um, for people talking about, you know, their what is it? My real life story, my real story about my relationship with a narcissist or sociopath. So I put out the word the other day, and the response has been overwhelming. It's just unbelievable how many women have had relationships with narcs and sociopaths. So everybody, be patient. The response is a lot better. I mean, just I just can't believe how many people are willing to tell their story. I'm going to get to each and every one of you, but it's going to take me a little bit more time than I thought because I didn't think it was people would respond so fast. But I will be getting to all of you. Those of you who left a phone message, email is actually easier for me because with the time differences, I it's really hard for me to pick a time that's going to work for you and me with the 3 to 4 to 5 to 8 hour differences depending on where you are in the world. So email is actually better. So if you contact me by email, you'll get a faster response while I struggle around and try to figure out when to call you if you left a message on the phone. So let me just put that out there. I should have said that. But yeah, isn't it good? These women are just so brave and so willing to tell. And I have two more that I need to edit. I'll probably put one of them up tonight after this, and then I need to schedule some more interviews. So yeah, there's so many narcs. You're right. It's just unbelievable. And they just out there being just narky, just just doing the most. Okay, so let us get started because we have 21 questions today. Okay, it's been a little lighter lately, I thought, because people were shut in with, everybody was kind of thinking about that COVID stuff. They really wasn't thinking about their love life, but I guess now that everybody's used to it, they're going back to thinking about their love life. So here we go. What the fuck Tuesday for March 31st, 2010. Question number one. This is from a young man. He doesn't give a location, but he's in a 21 to 26 age group. And he says, I've been in this relationship for almost a year. She has this friend who she is constantly bringing to whatever we do together. Lately, this guy has been doing some stuff I'd rather not go into detail about, and he has not been around us. But she won't stop talking about him and about how he's got some bad influences around him lately. It came to a point that the other day she asked me how work was, and literally half a sentence into describing how my day was, she interrupted me to tell me some more stuff about him. I confronted her about it before it got the best of me and reacted in a negative way. She, however, instead of the talk being productive, got mad, locked me outside our room, and insulted me. Then she proceeded to tell me that she wouldn't be talking about her problems to me and to not get mad if she looks for someone to tell them to. This immediately made me angry, so I ended the conversation before saying something I might have regretted. She keeps bringing up this argument every now and then, even after I told her I do care about listening to her problems, but the ones she's been telling me about have been her friends, not hers. I don't know what to do. Break up. She's stupid. First of all, don't you get it? She likes him, not you. How you gonna be on a date with supposed to be your man and you dragging along some other dude that you're not even related to? Now I know when I was in high school and early years and stuff, sometimes I would go out with a guy and I would have to bring my little brother. It's like I have to watch him, and if you want to go somewhere, then he's coming. And so the guys, some of them would say no, and some of them would be fine with it. And they would buy him ice cream or whatever. I mean, it was fine. But in a situation like this, you guys in the 21 to 26 age group, you're not in high school or first year of college. You're not a teenager, and you've been in this relationship for almost a year. And this is something that she's been doing, and you stayed in the relationship. What's wrong with you? Don't you have any kind of pride? I would not be having no woman out talking, having some other man's name on her lips and be calling herself my girlfriend. That would not work for me. And that would the same in reverse. If I had a dude and he was always talking about some other woman. Because like I tell y'all, if they think you're talking about a B, then that means they thinking about a B. And that means they ain't thinking about you. And so it's the same situation here. She even gonna be bringing him up and talking to you, shutting you down, like talking over you and interrupting you. You're supposed to be her man to talk about some other man to you. Like that's just the utmost of importance. And you don't get that this is a problem that you need to squelch by ending this relationship. Young man, I know you really like this girl because you just taking a whole bunch of crap that you should not be taking. But this is what you do. You go and tell her, obviously you are more interested in what's going on with this dude than you are with me. And I'm calling, we calling ourselves dating. We don't need to date. You need to go over there and date dude. And so I'm out deuces. And that's what you do. Maintain your dignity at all times. Maintain your self-respect. Do not grovel for attention or affection, and do not take no crap from people, disrespect like this, to say that you're in a relationship. Whether you're male or female, this is a no-no. Don't do that. Yeah, well, I mean, he might be a knucklehead too. We don't know. This could be, what's behind it, but that doesn't even matter. The bottom line is whether he's a knucklehead or whether she's double the knucklehead that he is or what he's good, whatever's the situation, nobody should take this kind of disrespect. And that's all I do. I'm not going to elevate him to a pedestal, and I'm not going to put her in, as a demon spawn, because we don't know the whole history of their relationship that happened that whole year. All I can tell you is based on what you wrote here, this is some just gross disrespect, and no one should stay in a relationship, call themselves being in a relationship with someone who talks to them and treats them like this. Okay? Let's move on to question number 2. This is a male also. Oh, 26 to 29 out of Ottawa. I know you are not religious, but I need help, and I think you are the best one to ask. Oh boy, this could be an interesting dilemma. I met this girl on Christian Mingle. Well, there you go. She says that she has traditional family values like mine. 2 months into talking on the phone, I hid my profile and asked to fly to see her. We spent 47 together hours over that trip and had a great time. After I got back, I bought a ticket for a month later when she said for me to come, and she bought a ticket for a month after that to come and see me. A week before the trip, she got a big promotion, so I asked if I could send flowers to congratulate her. She said I was not allowed to send them. I said I just wanted to be nice and show I care and I'm proud of her. She said she'd think about it and then actively ignored all communication from me for 3 days. She then said she was so angry at me for wanting to send flowers, seeing them as territorial. With 2 upcoming trips planned and 3-hour conversations every other day for 3 months now, I asked if she saw me in any way as a boyfriend. She quickly said a clear no and that she didn't want to be exclusive, but she still wanted to see me. I'm very traditional in courtship, and this ate at me. After several days, she still had this stance, so I said I can't continue because I'm getting too attached to her for this to be not be exclusive, especially with planning complex trips far out. She then immediately flipped to asking me to be her boyfriend and to be exclusive. No one I've talked to understands this dilemma. Deb, can you help me? Yes, young man, I'm going to tell you this. Your mind, follow your first mind. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't even feel right when I'm reading it. She flatly and clearly said no. Not only did her mouth say no, her attitude towards you said no. The fact that she didn't want you to send her flowers, like to her job or home, where there would be, people would be asking questions like, "Oh, who's sending you flowers? Is that your man? Well, what's going on? Well, then who am I? What am I? Well, who's Johnny then? And what you doing with Fred?" You see what I mean? She didn't want no questions, so she didn't want no evidence of you and her having a connection. Talking on the phone, she could make a time to do that. Even when you come out or her going there, she could set aside a block of time for telling people that she's got something to do, whatever. So she can still see them when you're not there. That's the danger about these long distance relationships. I don't like them. People always want to get some local talent because they be lonely. They be lonely, they be horny, they want somebody to talk to, somebody to pal around with, go to movies with, all this kind of go to dinner with, and you're not there. That's why long distance relationships just never ever work. They never work. So I see, the things that she said. She was very clear that she does not want to be exclusive. Okay, so her to change her mind like that, that's just words. This is like dudes, like a woman says she gonna be, you know, she like she's leaving it and suddenly do want to pop out with what I call a shut up ring. It's the same principle. She's just trying to get you to shut up and just continue doing what she wants you to do. And just like these dudes, it's exactly the same principle in reverse. So what you need to do is be very clear. Cash that ticket in, get your money back, or go on vacation somewhere with somebody else, and make it very clear to her that it started off really great and you thought there was a lot of promise. You really liked her, but her values and of what she's looking for is very different from what you are, and it's very clear that you two are not on the same page. You don't have to be mad to go away, but you do need to go away and find a woman who's on the same page as you. She's not, and that's all there is to it. This is sad, but hey, yeah, I don't know that long distance stuff. Whatever. Question number 3. Female, 26 to 29, out of the UK. I was injured in an accident. I'm skipping details. The accident really has nothing to do with this. And my husband has been changing the dressings on my wounds. At first, he was very gentle, but he got tired of doing it. Uh-oh, this is sounding like it's going in a bad direction. Now he's rough and has hurt me enough that I screamed. He yells when I scream and dumps freezing water on my head, then puts a wet towel over my face as punishment. He started this the first time he washed my hair. He pinches and pulls at the main incision and what's caused it to reopen. He's also hit me in the area of my incision many times throughout the day. I'm unsure if I'm overreacting. His behavior is fine otherwise. I understand that it's tiring caring for someone else, but I don't think it's normal to want to hurt the person. I can't say for certain that he's trying to hurt me, but I've let him know it hurts and that makes me angry. Wait a minute. You don't think somebody pouring cold water over your head and ripping open your incision is not intentional? And throwing a wet towel on your face? That you think that's not intentional? I know what this is. Well, I'm gonna keep reading, but I know why you're saying it that way. You're scared. You just had surgery and you're kind of defenseless, and so you don't want to make too much of a stink because you know you can't really defend yourself and you can't really go anywhere. You're stuck. So you're trying to make it sound like you don't know what's happening and you're confused. But I know better. Oh, I'll get over my injury eventually, but this makes me feel differently towards my husband, and I'm really more concerned with our relationship than the pain itself. Do you hear this? She's more concerned about the relationship than the pain itself. I can't even tell you how many times I would be stabbing him. Every time he ripped something on me, I would reach under my pillow and stab his ass. Ooh. So I have a couple of questions. If your SO was taking care of you and enjoyed hurting you, would you forgive him? No. If your SO was injured, would you be willing to wash their hair and change the dressings on their wounds? I asked because he said no one else would help me as much as he has. Probably not. Finally, in defense of my husband, he does work long hours, so much of his free time is spent caring for me. I can see why he'd be frustrated. I'm worthless now, and I can't help out around the house. I spend most days reading since I can't go to work. I want you to know that I also posted this on another site to get their opinions. Well, I hope they're going to tell you the same thing I'm telling you. You, madam, are being abused. And the fact that he waited until you were at your just defenseless. You're pretty much defenseless. And that's when he decided to act a complete fool. But you know what? I'm really surprised your doctor didn't tell you this. You could have went to social service and got what's called in-home support while you're recovering. They come in and clean the dressings and give you medicine. They prepare meals. They change your sheets. They give you bed baths. I mean, there's a portion that you have to pay depending upon what kind of health insurance plan that you have. But it would be better than being subjected to this. Okay, I wouldn't care if I had to go broke. I would not be having nobody yanking on my stitches, reopening wounds, and hit me over the head with dumping wet cold water over my head and stuff like that. No. As soon as I got on my feet, we'd be getting a divorce. Like so quick, we'd be hobbling with my crutches down to the courthouse to file the papers. That's would be me. I don't really understand how you. I mean, like I said, I do. I understand your hesitancy to be too forward with this because of the situation you're in. I get it. But you need to start making plans for what you're going to do when you're back on your feet because he's showing you right now who he is. People show you who they are every day. People just don't want to pay attention. Women are the worst ones. You don't want to listen. You don't want to accept what you see. You trying to make it be something else. You keep wishing and hoping and praying and begging and pleading and whining and pretending you don't see, you don't know, you can't understand. It's a pretense. You know very well what's going on and you understand it very well too. But I think it's just too much for you to handle right now. So you trying to pretend like you don't. But I'm telling you, get your mind right because soon as you get back on your feet, you need to get away from this fool. He done showed you who he is. You better pay attention. Yeah, he's disgusting. This is just the worst kind of person ever. And y'all know you better not have no kids with him because you have a little. That's the kind of dude that'll be, the baby cries and he gets mad and throws the baby on the wall or something because he mad because he won't shut up. Just like he ripped your stitches open because he mad. So you better heed my warning. It's both of you end up in prison because they be arresting the women too, and you shouldn't protect the child because you knew how he was. And if they're gonna listen to this videotape for evidence, then your ship is sunk, and you going to prison for life right along with him. Ooh, my goodness. Ooh, the dust level is just high. I just feel asthmatic. Okay, let's move on to question number 4. This is a female 30 to 36 out of Memphis. I just found out I got the job and passed the exam in one go. I was very excited to share the news and felt thrilled to have an opportunity. My husband was happy as well. When I told him I would be putting the funds into my other bank account, my work account, he mentioned putting the funds into our joint account. We had agreed to do this before marriage to avoid issues and fighting with finances, or that would put a amount in our shared. I never see the shared account. I have no clue how to access it. Oh, really? Or any other for that matter, as he does all of this. And you're stupid as hell to be putting money somewhere and you don't know how to get to it and you don't know how much is in there. Okay, the air quality is bad. The letter quality is bad. This is just too, I can't with you. This just makes no sense, especially for you to be this old. Oh, he does all of this. He had plans to give me his 2012 white car and to purchase a new vehicle. Lo and behold, he dropped a big one on me and said, "You should finance the new car and make payments on it. He should be the one to own the vehicle, and I know he would never let me drive it if it's brand new." I told him I wouldn't even be driving that car though, and he would be the only one, and he would be the one mainly owning it. I also wasn't going to purchase a new vehicle, but rather use if that was the case. He then called me selfish and said I was stingy. I told him I don't mind contributing to bills and mortgages and food, putting money into a savings, personal price, and contributing overall, but I was not going to go out and finance a brand new car. That if he wanted a second car, it can be used. If it's new like he wants, he can make the payments on it. We can split the insurance, etc. He said it would help my credit, but to be honest, my credit is not terrible. I don't have any credit cards or debt because I got a late start in life due to some personal issues. I know that won't continue to be the case, but I really don't want to go start going out blowing money that I don't really have to waste. I don't want to start having needless bills for entertainment, and I fear he's going to take advantage of this now as I have a part-time job. I only make 12.50 an hour, and I can only work a max of 20 hours a week. We are not as well, not stable, and are currently in the process of scheduling with a marriage counselor. I don't want to make a situation worse by crossing hairs and being out on money I might need in case his marriage doesn't end up working out. I had plans to use some of the money for marriage counseling camp and plans. Am I selfish? What should I do? You should say that man and that marriage and put all your money in a separate account that he can't get to and then throw up the deuces and be out. He just using you and you don't see it. Now he wants you to buy him a car. He already did. He wants you to take half your money, put it in an account that you can't even get to, and then the rest of your money he wants you to use to buy him a new car. Are you out of your mind? What kind of marriage is this? This is a king, Dusty. And girl, if you do this, you are so, so, so stupid. I mean, just you obviously had enough, you knew something was wrong enough to write this letter. You knew it, but you don't know what to do. I'm telling you what to do. Tell him no. I'm not doing that. If you want a new car, you figure out how to get it. And you can keep your other car. I don't care. I'll do what I've been doing with the one I got or whatever. And put all your money, every dime of it, in your separate account. Continue to do that with the little 12.50 you make an hour with your part-time job. Put that in there too. Don't give him shit. He's supposed to be the man. He's supposed to be taking care of you. But he got his head stuck out like he's a pimp. What kind of mess is this? What kind of marriage is this? This is just, oh my. Yeah, I'm gonna add Memphis to my list because I got like Chicago, Washington D.C., Baltimore, and now Memphis as king dusty areas of the country, and in Atlanta. I forgot Atlanta. Every letter that comes out of Atlanta, it's just like I just want to go. It's so dusty, girl. And you only make 12.50 an hour. Wow, when did I used to make 12.50 an hour? I can't even remember back that far. Oof. Let's move on to question number 5. This is making my stomach hurt. Female, 21 to 26, out of the Great Lakes area, she says. My husband and I got married 4 months ago, but have been together for 5.5 years total. We've lived together now for about a year and a half, so I'm definitely still learning how to join lives with someone under the same roof, someone other than my parents, I mean. I'm learning patience, compromise, and communication. One thing I've noticed since we've moved in together, and this has gotten worse the last couple of months, I guess, since he's gotten more comfortable, that means because you got married, is that every time I present an issue about something that bothers me, he gets defensive. It's like walking on eggshell. For example, if he leaves his clothes on the bathroom floor, I could pick them up and keep the peace, but I'm not his mother, and we're not going to start that habit. So I may ask, can you pick up your clothes, please? And he gets an attitude and says, yeah, I will eventually. Or we have a rule that whoever cooks, the other person cleans up. He likes to wait until right before bed to clean up. Or sometimes he forgets, so before he heads to bed, I may remind him, hey, are you going to do those dishes? And he will snap and say, you wait till midnight to tell me. I shouldn't have to tell him. Again, I could do all these things myself and keep the peace, but why should I have to? Yeah, I'm sure no fights would ever break out if I just did these things, but I'm not starting this marriage off with him thinking I'm going to clean up after him all the time. But he says when I ask him to do these things, it makes him feel like a little kid. How else am I supposed to ask? After a long day, I went to go do some dishes in the sink that had piled up. Some of the things were soaking from last night, and I couldn't go right into the dishwasher. But oftentimes he would put dishes in there to add to the pile instead of just put them directly in the dishwasher, making the pile larger. Like, the dish fairy is going to take care of it. So as I'm doing the dishes, I very calm to him, say, when you finish with your dishes, you put them right in the dishwasher instead of piling them up on the sink. He responded, yeah. Then I found his dish from lunch and said, yeah, like this one. Well, that set him over the edge. He snaps and says, well, did that make you feel better to say that? And I said, what? And he said, I don't need an example. I'm not a little kid. This turned into a big fight because he said, for the simple fact of me showing him that dish as an example, he felt like a kid. After some arguing, he went into the bedroom and slammed the door. He doesn't want to be treated like a kid, and yet he acts like one. Can I get some advice here? I don't know how else to communicate things I would like done differently or done at all without the possibility of him taking it defensively. I told him that, and he said I shouldn't need to point out every little thing, and he doesn't do that to me. He said I could have done the dish without saying anything about it. But how else could I get my point across? This is so frustrating. Now he's in the bedroom with the door closed, and we will probably not speak until tomorrow. Yeah, I was gonna say buy paper plates, paper forks, and paper cups, and that, and then put everything in the garbage can. If he don't like it, then he can wash the dishes. When he leaves his clothes on the floor, just step on them. Leave them there. They're part of the carpet now. Just fuck them up. Just put holes in them with your high heels, whatever you want to do. Because he left them on the floor, and that's not where they belong. But he wants them on the floor, so when you put stuff on the floor, he gets walked on. Because that's the floor. That's where people walk. Okay, so that would just be that. Anything else that he does, I would just look at it because he's a grown man. And you up there nagging him like he is a baby. But see, I know why you doing it because don't want the house to be looking raggedy. But you know what? You need to put your sunglasses on and just pretend like you don't see it either. Just let it go. If he goes to bed and leaves the dishes dirty, just leave them there. And then leave them there the next night too. And make sure that you don't cook because he didn't wash the dishes. You see what I'm saying? The deal is I cook, you wash the dishes. Well, I cooked, you didn't wash the dishes. So you think that going to come in and cook and I'm going to wash 2 days of dishes? That's what you think. That's not happening, Captain. Until the kitchen is clean, I don't cook. And you can do all of that without saying a word. You don't have to say anything. You do. That's the thing. Women talk too much. You just want to run your mouth all the time. Don't talk. He already knows what you feel. He already knows everything. Now he's just being a little passive aggressive twerp. So all you do is, just leave him there. I tell you, I have selective vision just like a man. I don't see nothing. What are you talking about? And you know how this stuff garbage starts smelling and stuff? They'd be like, "Oh, I don't smell anything." Hmm. You don't? That's when it shows up in his back seat, like under the seat. Like he flattened the trash bag out so they can't. It's not obvious. But then he's driving on the freeway, right? And he starts smelling that rank smell. What is that smell? Oh wait, what smell? You said that the garbage didn't stink, so you lied. Is that what you're trying to say? Since it didn't stink, didn't think you minded riding around with it in your car all day, since it smells like perfume and whatnot. I don't know. Yeah, you know what I used to do? I had a boyfriend like that. I have to tell you the story because he tried to pull that stunt. We would do something like we would buy groceries, like we was living together. This clown, should never been doing it, but it was a good experience to know what not to do. Okay, so we did this thing where we was gonna buy groceries one week after, we switch off. So on my week, I'm getting like toilet tissue, soap, dish soap, whatever. And then, flour, sugar, the spices and stuff, staples. On his week, he come in there with a 6 pack of beer, a baguette, some cheese, and some shrimp or something, and some pasta. I looked at that, I said, "Oh, is that what we doing?" So I said, "Okay, well, in the future, then we're not going to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to go shopping together. And then whatever the total is, you're going to write a check for half, and I'll write a check for half." So that's how we fixed that. He didn't like that. Then did this thing where we were supposed to take turns cooking. Well, when it was my turn to cook, I'm cooking. So there's like some for lunch left over the next day and all stuff. When he's cooking, he's making like salad and a pasta or something, and you still hungry after. There's no leftovers, and I'm like, hmm. So after that, I started eating out. Now in Houston, they used to have it. I don't know what it's like now, but women could go into places and have a happy hour. You could get like drinks for damn near nothing, sometimes free, but $1, was the typical norm. And then they would have like a buffet. And I don't mean like they have a buffet and these where they have you like some cheese and dried up crackers and stuff. No, no, no. I'm talking about mini tacos, mini burritos, enchiladas, the rice, the beans, all the stuff. I mean, just chili rellenos. I mean, it was like unbelievable. And then you get dollar margaritas on top of it. So I was eating out at the bars every night, coming home full for like $5. And he was like, "Oh, I'm hungry. When are you cooking?" "I'm not cooking. I already ate," says Deborah. And then I would go take a shower and go to bed. That went on for about 2 weeks until he finally, the inside of his stomach was touching, and he realized that, I was going to win this battle. And so then he acquiesced and he got his act together. But honey, I'm telling you, I ate good for 2 weeks. And they would be having like boiled shrimp. I mean, all kind of stuff. And you might pay a dollar or two, but usually it was free. Those were the good old days. It's a college student's dream. And plus, you get drunk every night for $3. So, that would be my suggestion to you. You're gonna have to grow, get steely, and stop, stop nagging and stop folding, and just let his stuff stay there. I remember my mother, my father. My mother told my father one time she used to always pick up his clothes off the floor. He would just take them off and just drop them on the chair, on the floor, or something. And so he had a suit, right? He just took it off and he just like threw it across his chair and left his pants on the floor. And so they was there still like 3 or 4 days later, and he's asked my mother, "Well, why didn't you pick up my suit?" And she said, "Well, you left it on the floor. I thought this was where you wanted it." He was so mad, but after that, he hung up his clothes because that suit was jacked up. He had to put it in the dry cleaners. Yeah, I already ate. It was good too. Let me tell you what I had. Yeah, so this is really unfortunate for her. But if this kind of behavior continues, this marriage won't last. People think it's always big stuff like cheating and beating on somebody and stuff that makes a marriage go up in smoke. It's not. It's little nagging, disrespectful, uh, uncooperative behaviors like this that eat away at a marriage. Question number 6, male, 26 to 29, out of Dallas. My relationship hit a brick wall today. I need some honest to God truths here. I don't know where to turn except for you because I love my girlfriend the dearest, but I'm afraid this time things got a little ugly. So here is the gist of what happened. After some cuddling and fiddling around, I realized that we can have more fun if she quote trimmed a little bit so I can get better access. I know it's an awkward topic to bring up because I didn't want her to think I find any part of her body imperfect, so I was very cautious. And I said to her, if I could ask her something nicely without her getting mad, I know, but I couldn't think of any other way to open this up. I went on saying it's beautiful and I wanted to, yeah, but things got in the way. Maybe she could trim a little bit there. Anyway, so I guess the nice conversation stopped there. Now I'm not blaming anyone here, but my girlfriend got really, really upset because she thinks I don't find her attractive, and I think her body isn't good enough, or something along those lines. And she got really hurt and left, saying she's not coming back because she'll always think of what I said. I know she has a good reason to get upset and everything, and I'm trying to point fingers here. I think he means I'm not trying to. But that's really not what I meant, though. Maybe I didn't say it right, or maybe it was a stupid thing for me to ask. But I really wanted to tell her was that I wanted to give her more loving, but I can't do it with all that fur in the way. I'm not implying there's something wrong with her at all. She doesn't like shaving slash waxing. I understand, so I suggested trimming, but it was all too late. Is it really unreasonable and inconsiderate and selfish that I said what I said? I want to get some feedback from the ladies. Maybe I approached this issue in a totally wrong way, according to the female world. I don't know. I don't want to lose my girlfriend because of this. I don't know how to save this. What am I supposed to do to salvage what's left? The number one rule of being in a relationship with a woman, you idiot, is that you never criticize anything about her body. You just don't do that. That's her body. Now, if she's comfortable with it that way and you're not, then you go find another woman. That's what you do. Because for you to sit there and start telling her what you want her to change to suit you, no matter how nice you think you put it, it's a criticism and it's a condemnation of something that she's comfortable with. It's a judgment. Now, I know a lot of women who like to do that. It's not a hygiene issue. That is faulty. That hair is there for a reason. And that's the hygiene. It protects you and it is there for other sensual purposes too. Now, there's nothing wrong with shortening it, but these women want to go around bald looking like a little girl. That's some fucked up shit. That I'm not down with that at all, especially with all these men in all these pervs and y'all want to be walking around here looking like a little girl from below the waist, that is some funky shit. You need to be thinking about that, especially if you have daughters. Okay, daughters, and you here you are looking about the same as them, and you want no, y'all ain't thinking, and you caught up in this shit these white people be doing, choke holding, shaving all everything off. That's not a hygiene issue. Check with any doctor, and if you have that belief that somebody has gotten into your head and made you feel bad about your body and you bought it, that is not a hygiene issue at all. That's what soap and water's for. That's all you need. Okay? But they always trying to make women feel like they're nasty and disgusting and got to use all these different washes and stuff and all this stuff. And it's like it's designed to make you feel like you're less. You're not good enough. You need to change. You need to be what these advertisers, what men, all this stuff think that you should be. And you guys buy into it. You be what you want to be. Now, if you feel more comfortable with, short or trimmed or whatever, the little waxing, whatever you want to do, that's fine. But don't you ever do it because some man bitched at you about that's what he wants. Okay, because then that's when I start giving them the side eye. You into little girls? Is that what's going on here? And then of course they're gonna deny it, but the association is too clear to miss. And I'm telling you. You know what I mean? Y'all better be paying attention because this whole world of these dudes going out. That remember Chris Hansen and the thing what he would do, but all the men coming to mess with the little teenage girls, and they were pastors and fathers and teachers and police officers and all kinds firemen, all kinds of men from every kind of walk of life that you would think would be a respectable member of society. They're pervs, and you guys are walking around here looking just like the little girls that they want to be messing with. Think about what you're doing and the message that you're sending to these dudes. Stop it. Adult women are supposed to look like adult women. They're not supposed to look like prepubescent girls. Okay? That riles me up because I think a lot of women, you guys got this stuff drilled into you by these crazy women who trying to make you ashamed of your body and natural sense and stuff. Well, no, of course he probably did. He was just too intrigued by all these millions of men going in there after. He's like, well, let me try that. But, whatever it was, but, it's just so prevalent. So you guys be very careful with that. Listen to what these men say and what they be trying to get you to do to change about yourself, and be very, very clear that that's a no. I'm not going to, nothing, no part of me is going to look like a child. You don't like it, get to stepping. So it's not about traumatizing you. It's about, what's going on the other end. Why they like that look so much. That's the part that you need to be thinking about. Why do they like that? Okay, that's not normal. All right, so that's what I got to say to you, dude. So you screwed that up, and you better question your motives, because anybody who knows how to do stuff right, that's not an issue. That's not a barrier. So that just means you don't know what the fuck you doing. Now, question number 7, female, 21 to 26, out of Seattle. My boyfriend and I have been together for 6 months now, and we spend every weekend together. What? Ooh, I'm itching just reading this. He tells me that he wants to spend weekends alone because he wants time to himself. When he says that, I wonder why he doesn't want to spend time with me. Why doesn't he want me around? I know that he won't cheat on me, but I just constantly want to be with him. I told him that when he does have a weekend to himself, I would appreciate it if we can keep in touch through text and a couple of phone calls. But he says that he's going to have a weekend to himself. He doesn't want to have to worry about keeping in touch with me. I feel that he could at least do that. I told him I trust him to not cheat on me. But when it comes to going out, I feel that there would be flirting. Am I wrong? Am I being overly attached and clingy? Yes. What should I do to overcome this? He keeps in touch with me during the week when we are not together, but he doesn't let me know what he is doing, and I would like that. I don't know why I'm this way, but I feel that the need to know what he is doing at all times. Ooh, you just sucked the life out. How old are you? 21 to 26. Maybe because of my previous relation, we lived together. When we moved out, we still managed to let each other know what we were doing throughout the day. My boyfriend now is not used to being in a relationship like that. Or maybe it was just the way I was raised. Maybe it's just who I am. I'm not sure what to do or what to think, and I feel that this is going to interfere with our relationship. Is it because I have major insecurities, or are we just not right for each other? Please help and give your advice. Don't be afraid to be blunt. Oh, I never am. Don't worry about that. Once again, I want you to know that I trust him. I know he won't cheat on me. I believe he wants to be with me and only me because of his actions, the way he is with me. He doesn't hide anything from me. But you just said you want to know everything that he does, and he doesn't tell you. So now you're talking out of both sides of your neck. Bottom line, you know what? You are sucking the life out of this man. Nobody wants to be up under you all the time. I mean, even as a married couple, people have time apart and they have friends apart, and they have hobbies and interests apart. The man will go to the gym, he'll go play basketball with his friends, he'll go to the game, he'll go to the sports bar and watch the game with his friends, have a couple of beers, he'll go to Joe's house and sit at Joe's house and watch the game, play a couple of beers, they'll go play pool, they go to the gym and work out. They do something with themselves around other guys that don't involve women. Sometimes they just want to go do something by themselves and go fishing or hunting or something. They no man want to be looking at you all the time. If he does, there's something wrong with him. Okay? So you want that kind of guy who's just like a zombie sucking the blood out of somebody. I know, Sue, wasn't that funny? And anything she should have said, don't be so blunt that you blow my hair back. But this is just silly for you to be this old and to be acting like this. Come on now. When a guy starts, he's telling you he wants time away from you, he's getting to the point where he's getting sick of you. The next thing he's going to be wanting is a month away from you. And then the relationship will be over, and it'll be because you didn't give him any space. You give him any time. He never got the chance to miss you because you always in his face all the time. You always on the phone. You always in his text message box. You need some hobbies. You need some interests. You need something to do with yourself. That's the thing. You got like a lot of these women, they don't have anything going on in their lives. So they're men. They have a job. They might have some kids. So they cook and clean and stuff. And then they have a man and he is their everything. He's their hobby. He's their entertainment. He's all they think about, all they focus on. They don't have nothing going on for themselves. Don't be that chick. Have your own life. So when you come together with your man, you got something to talk to about. Something that's going to be mentally intriguing that he would want to hear what you got to say. All you do is, just be wanting to be up under him all the time. Oh, God, it just makes me itch. I mean, I like that sometimes, you know what I mean? But then I want you to go away. Go do something with yourself. Go, go, go. Do some man things. Get out of here. Thank you, Leah. It's just like, ooh, it just makes me feel itchy. Because I know how I would be. Some man was doing that to me, I would be like, look, you calling me too much and you want to be up in my face too much, you need to get a life. Because you just trying to suck all the mine out of me and I'm not having it. All right, let's move on to question number 9. We got 21 questions today for those of you who are just arriving. We got 21 questions. People are starting to send their questions in again. I guess they getting over the shelter in place thing. Okay, it's female 21 to 26 out of Austin. I recently accepted a date with a guy on Friday. It was very last minute, but he was persistent. Anyway, I met him and it was going so very well. He wouldn't be my normal type, but I was going out with him because I felt my normal type usually turned out to be just an ass. Anyway, my friend called me during our date, so I excused myself to answer and explain she was going through a difficult time. He understood, and we then got into the topics of friends. He began chatting about his friend, and he started mentioning things that I then started to think it couldn't be my ex, could it? But I said nothing. He told me his friend hated himself and that he's constantly looking for perfection in all of his partners and so on. He showed me a picture, and lo and behold, it was my ex. Oh, isn't that convenient? I didn't know what to say, so I said nothing. The date went well, and he asked me out for a second time. I later texted him explaining that his friend was my ex and that it would be awkward. He told me he didn't care and that he wanted to see me again. I feel like this never happens, and maybe it was the universe giving me a sign. I don't know what the sign is, but the sign is stop. That's what the sign is. Because he's a really nice guy, kind, genuine, caring, but he's also close to my ex. My ex is still in my life. I didn't tell him that, but that very day he asked me out. My ex called onto my job and asked me for lunch. Part of me feels like it's too big of a coincidence, and he asked me out the same day my ex surprised me, and I'm concerned they either planned it or it's just a MF huge coincidence. He told me my ex was seeing someone in December and lied to me that he wasn't. He said a lot about my ex that shocked me. It was like finding out he was living a double life. The guy I once loved turned out not to be the man I thought. I was hurting, but I kept it together, but it made me reevaluate our relationship. That has opened a can of worms for me. I'm now in a situation. Uh, where did I leave off? I'm so pissed off with my ex finding out what I did and hurt and sad. I think maybe the universe wanted me to meet this guy to show me what my ex really is like. Do I say to my ex I had a date with his friend? What if his friend says he had a date with me? What should I do? I never met this guy before. I never knew he was a friend of my ex's. We did add each other on Insta, and I did see my ex was a follower, but I didn't assume anything. You're dumb, that's why. Now, he's on the other hand told me he had a snoop on my page, so he would have seen one or two pics of me with my ex. This is a setup for days. Even if your ex isn't in on the setup, because I'm not saying that, the other dude is setting you up. What you have to do is be sensitive enough to realize, look around, see, oh my God, there's like 100 million different men that I could date. I don't need to date someone who's a friend of my ex, especially who's gonna come and tell me stories about my ex to try to make me reevaluate our relationship because he's trying to drive a wedge between you and the ex so you can get with him. Now, obviously, if he's a friend of your ex has been talking to him about you. Did he say good things? Did he say bad things? Did he talk about you all in bed, in the bedroom? Did he say you was a freak or something? You don't know what he said. You don't know why this guy's coming after you so hard. You said he was very persistent. Okay? So what you need to be doing is equally persistent and block him. Block him. Okay? And stop talking to your ex anyway. That's stupid. You get rid of both of them because this is just a bad scene. You're going to end up very, very hurt behind this. Okay? I'm glad you had enough sense to write because you sensed that something was wrong, but you just didn't know what to do about it. I'm telling you what to do about it. Cut them both off. Save yourself. This is going downhill into a nasty, nasty zone where you could be set up, and then the next thing you know, they both there, you drunk a roofie or something, and something really bad happens to you. I do not trust men who play these kind of games. You need to be very, very careful and extricate yourself from any further involvement with either one of them. This is a terrible, terrible thing getting ready to happen to you. I don't trust it for 5 seconds. Not 5 seconds. And to call the same day? See, no, 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 no. No. This is a setup. You better back up. You better back up. Cut them both off. I mean, today. You in a situation. You ain't in no situation. You keep messing with these dudes, you're going to be in one, though. Ooh, I'm getting this really bad vibes from this. This is not good. This is not good. This dude has got some major agenda about you, and I'm not liking it. Okay, so please listen to what I'm telling you. Get away from both of them. Don't talk to them. Go anywhere with them. Don't eat nothing. Don't drink nothing that they give you. Don't do it. Don't do it. Question number 10. Female, 18 to 21, out of the UK. I met a guy. The first date was great. Soon after that, he asked me, when is he going to meet me again? I was sick, so I told him. His text dropped. I wanted to keep things clear, so I left a voice message that if he wants to see other people, since I'm not well, he can surely do that. He took it as a bye-bye, I am not interested message. We talked and cleared things up. We texted for a week, and then he ghosted me on read for more than 10 days. I thought to myself, maybe I can be the bigger person here and text him if he was doing okay, to which he responded that he was doing good. I felt so much disgust and hatred towards myself for texting someone who didn't want to be bothered with me. Yeah, well, I don't know if you need, that's a bit strong, disgust and hatred. I don't know. I wouldn't be feeling all of that. But the bottom line is, how somebody ghost you when you only went on one date with them? That's not ghosting. You didn't have no relationship. You went on one date. Okay? You're confused. You were sick, so he just went on down the dusty trail. Y'all 18 to 21. God, you don't have, it's no more men in that age group in the UK? You just gotta like just hover around this one and get all kind of in your feelings because he moved on because you were sick and he wanted to get with somebody and you weren't available. That's what happens in the real world. You only made one date and it wasn't enough of an impression for him to really care. So he moved on to somebody else. You tripping. You all in your feelings about one date. You know how you sound a bit psycho. Maybe you should see a shrink or something. Because that's not normal behavior. Most people, you have one date and they barely even know your name. So, but you like got this all in a relationship and worried about him leaving you on read for 10 days. You counted the days. He would have been blocked. I wouldn't have cared. I wouldn't have known that he left me on read, whatever that means. See, I don't text enough to know all these terminologies. Oh, wow. Question number 11, female, 18 to 21, out of Tennessee. As soon as my state enacted a stay at home order, I went home to be with my family. This was largely influenced by my father telling me to come home as soon as the order went in place. My parents want me to stay with family, but I'm torn. My boyfriend is hardly talking to me over social media, saying he doesn't understand why, since I'm 19, I can't make my own choices. I'm scared if I stay with him that I will get tired of the close quarters. I live in a rural part of the state where I could go outside for fresh air. I'm also scared because he lives in the city and crime could become a concern if shit hits the fan. It's a lot safer where I am, I believe. He told me he thinks me staying home shows I'm not ready to live with him, as this quarantine could be a month long or so commitment. He's taking his frustration from the situation and placing it on me. I've been crying for a while now and I just need some advice. I really want him here at my house, but that's not an option because my parents wouldn't allow it. Well, your boyfriend's acting like a big baby, and tell him that no matter who you're dating and all of that, your parents are more important. That's all you have to tell him. My parents are more important to me than you are. If you have a problem with that, then break up. And that would end this. I mean, that's the thing about it. You're young. It's a mere boyfriend. You're in the age of what you think is going to be your life partner for the rest of your life, and it's going to be happily ever after. You're going to die in each other's arms at 97 years old or something. You got some romantic picture in your mind. You're going to break up like 99% of other relationships in your age group. That's the reality of being somebody dating in the 18 to 21 age group. You break up. When you break up, how you break up, how long you stay together before you break up, all that is just, the unknown. But are you going to break up? Oh, yeah, baby, it's coming. Now, this kind of thing here, that's all you have to tell him. It's like, look, this is a world crisis. All you thinking about is yourself. I want to be here with my parents and make sure that they're healthy and sound and that nobody here, the people that I love, are hurt by this. You can't understand that, then I think we need to break up because you're just too much for me. You don't understand it. I will always love my parents more than I love you. You're just a boyfriend. Easy come, easy go, easy go. Don't get it twisted. Don't be trying to elevate your status, honey, because you ain't nobody's husband. Because see, if he was your husband, your parents would welcome him there because you guys would be properly married. But since you're not, he's just a mere boyfriend. He don't have no privileges or rights to tell you nothing. And he needs to understand that, and you need to open your mouth and make it very clear. I don't understand. All these little girls that just be so, um, you guys got to find your voice somehow. It bothers me that she's going to sit there and cry and not speak up and defend herself and explain what she wants. And that seems to be a common thread. It's like, the boundaries here. No, he didn't say he was suicidal. She didn't all say all of that. She just said he was frustrated and he made her cry. But she never used that word. Where you get that from? Anyway, let's move on. Oh, wait, I skipped something. I put the page down too fast. Okay. Question number 12, female, 21 to 26, out of Ohio. My boyfriend of almost a year keeps bringing up my ex. Oh my God. He will ask questions about what we used to do or how we handle bills and chores, just simple things like that. But he always ends up getting mad if my answers aren't negative. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to lie just to make someone happy. He also constantly compares himself to my ex. It's causing a major problem. I told him how much I hate it, but he keeps doing it anyway. My best friend told me that he keeps bringing it up because he loves me and wants me to tell him how much I care and how much better he is than my ex. She says I should hug him and start talking about how fabulous he is when he asks about my ex. To me, that just feels like the wrong thing to do. How can I fix this? Sit him down and say, stop being a little bitch. You asking me about some other man. What, you want to get with him? Why you keep asking me about some other dude? Do you know how gay that sounds? That I'm not into this relationship to be with somebody who's on the DL. Okay, so you want to know about dude, you want to get with dude, let me give you his name and phone number. But if that's not what you want, when we finish this conversation, don't you ever let his name cross your lips again. The second you do, I'm out. And this relationship is over. Because I'm not having it. I'm not going to have it. I'm not going to pet you up. I'm not going to try to make you feel better. Those are your own insecurities. Deal with them. You're supposed to be the man. Why should I have to pet you up and make you feel better about some other dude that I left? Obviously, he wasn't good enough because otherwise I would still be with him. But that doesn't seem to stick through your big head. All you can keep doing is talking about some other man. So do it. Do it one more time and watch what happens. That would be me. Well, she probably asked her friend, what she should do because that's what we do with our friends. I'm sure her friend didn't just butt. I mean, the friend wouldn't have known all this unless she told her, right? So, a friend's not going to mind her business when you busy telling her and asking her opinion. I don't know, but that's the way I would take it, money woman. Because, you always got some other dude's name on your lips. And you a dude? I'm like, okay, what's up with that? As you saw his picture, you like him, so you want to know how you could get with him, what he likes, what his preferences are, how he pays bills and stuff, so you can slide in there and be his perfect match. That's what it sounds like to me. I would wear him out. He would be sorry. He'd be like, something's wrong with you. You're crazy. It's like, whatever you want to call it, but you better not be talking about no other man to me. Okay? No other woman either. But we really not going to talk about no other man because then I'm going to give you the serious side eye and wonder, what's going on with you. Yeah, it's better to get rid of him, but she has to get to that point. She's not ready yet. You could tell because she's still asking what she should do and how she can fix it. If she was ready to get rid of him, she wouldn't ask that question. She would just be like, well, Deb, let me tell you about this sucker I dated for a minute and how I got rid of him. That would be her thing. Or say like, I'm ready to go. How do I break it off? That's when they're ready to go. She's not because she wants to fix it. So that would not be the answer for this question. What she needs to do is have an answer to how to get to that level, that phase. Oh God, I can't even talk. How to get there anyway. And so that was why I suggested, flipping around on him and start saying, "What you trying to get with, dude? What you trying to do here? It sound like you got some romantic interest in dudes. You trying to figure out all his likes and proclivities and whatnot." So a dude would be like, "Oh shoot, I'm never saying nothing about that dude ever again, not to her crazy behind, cause she crazy." Question number 13. Female, 37 to 45, out of Springfield, Missouri. My husband and I have been together for 18 years. Oh my God. I can't even date nobody for 18 weeks. We have 3 children together. About 4 years ago, my husband went through something I can only describe as a midlife crisis. He was in the military and always had a great work ethic, kept a clean appearance, and treated me well. When he turned 40, he started growing his hair long, bought a motorcycle, and started staying out sometimes for days. Oh my God, this is like textbook classic. He had an accident on his motorcycle and broke his elbow. He had to have surgery and lost his job because of it. I had this gut feeling he was cheating on me, and he was. We decided that we didn't want to get a divorce because we still loved each other. These past few years have been up and down. He's very disrespectful to me. He talks down to me and makes me feel like he doesn't even like me at times. Other times, he's so loving and caring, it's almost annoying. I'm no saint, and I have done and said things disrespectful to him as well. I recently bought a new car, and he wasn't thrilled that I did. I feel like because he hasn't worked in 4 years, he really shouldn't have any say in what vehicle I've purchased. He has his own car and motorcycle that I had no say in purchasing. Well, yesterday morning, he took my new car and hasn't been back home since. He shut his phone off, only turning it on to tell me he's not bringing me my car back. I need my car to get back and forth to work and do the things I need to do for the family. I think I'm at the point in my relationship where I've just had enough. Am I crazy? Is this acceptable behavior from someone who doesn't work or have any responsibilities? Why are you tying it to work or responsibilities? You see, you goofy. You focusing on the wrong thing. That has nothing to do with it. The disrespect is what the foundation is here. His insistence on doing things that are satisfying to him but not to you, and then to get mad when you do something just like what he did. Then he gonna take your car. I would call the police and report my car stolen. That's what I would do. It's like it's in your name and it's in your name only. He's not even supposed to be driving it. He's not on insurance. He's not on the title of the car. He's not on the loan. He's not on nothing. He's not supposed to have the car. Call the police. Report it stolen. And have him picked up. And you know what they do? That's I heard that they do that in Oakland anyway. When they see that you driving a stolen car, they pull you out the car at gunpoint and arrest you on the spot. Cart you off to jail because that's grand theft auto. That's a felony. So you going down, home skillet. And I would give no fucks at all whether I was married to him or not. That's my car. I did not tell you to take it. Are you trying to be funny? Let me show you about funny. Or if he doesn't bring your car back, just go and, part out his motorcycle. Tell somebody to come and take the parts off this stuff. Give me some money. And then, oh, that car right there, you can tow that away too. Take that. Hide it. Strip it. Give me the money. Because they got chop shops. His car will disappear, never to be seen again. He'll come back with your car and be like, where's my motorcycle, my car? I guess it's the same place where my car was all these days. Maybe you should look there. That's probably where it is. But it's time for you to get a divorce. It's time for you to get a divorce. You should have got a divorce as soon as he cheated. And talking about, well, we love each other. People who love each other and respect each other don't cheat on each other. They don't do that. They don't break each other's hearts like that. When you have somebody who's made you, promise to you, and then they break it, then they're only thinking about themselves. And if someone in a marriage and only thinking about themselves, that's not a good partner for a marriage. I'm on the West Coast. Are you in Ireland? Pink lady, girl. I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area. So yeah, that would be what I would suggest. It's just really it's time for this to go. Call the police first. Report the car stolen because if he's not on the insurance, if he does anything to the car, you're going to be on the hook for it. So you need to have a legal protection of that the car is stolen, that it's a domestic violence situation, and that he took the car without your permission and refuses to bring it back. Okay. Question number 14, female, 21 to 25, out of New Orleans. My ex-boyfriend of a year ghosted me after we got into an argument on the phone over his drinking. His exact words were, "Good effing bye," before hanging up on me. I was 7 weeks pregnant at the time and in the process of miscarrying our baby. Needless to say, the abrupt silence was devastating. I made several attempts to get a hold of him to no avail. I was absolutely crushed. In the process of miscarrying the baby, she sounded like the drama queen. 3 weeks after he began ignoring me, he blocked me on all social media accounts. He never said a word, never gave a reason. It was like he deleted me out of his life and pretended I never existed. He wouldn't even respond to me when I said I needed to have an emergency D&C because I didn't fully miscarry, and if I didn't have my partner there, I'd have to have the procedure without sedation. By the way, the entire operation was unbearable and awful. I was alone, mourning the loss of my baby, and the father couldn't have seemed to care less. A week later, he refused to speak to me when I sent him a text saying wanted to collect my things and bring his items all washed and clean too. Nothing. The hurt I felt was indescribable. I was unable to get out of bed for almost 2 months while suffering through horrific postpartum depression and abrupt loss of my boyfriend. The combination of hormones and emotional pain rendered me suicidal. I was utterly and completely broken. Fast forward 2 months later, at 10:30 p.m. on a Saturday night, I received a notification from Instagram alerting me that he had unblocked me and he began following me again. I find this especially weird considering my profile is public, so PP my page doesn't require a formal follow. I assumed he was drunk, and the next morning he would wake up and see himself out. He didn't. It's been 2 weeks and he's still there. I did not follow him back. We have not spoken since that day he hung up on me. He watches all of my stories, never likes or comments on my posts. I'm uncertain what to think of this abrupt and odd behavior. Does he feel regret and this is his pathetic way of testing the waters? Or is he simply screwing with my head? Okay, first of all, You are like, okay, there's like drama queen, and then there's you. First of all, if you were, quote, in the process of miscarrying a baby by a guy who was treating you like this, instead of being depressed and suicidal and having postpartum depression and mourning the loss of that baby, you should have been up doing the Cabbage Patch, the James Brown, and all these other dances people do. Enjoy. That's what you should have been doing because you escaped a bullet. You're thinking about this all wrong. Instead of you thinking about how you dodged the bullet and escaped the claim of a dusty in your life, a dusty kid, a dusty man, dusty brokenness, dusty loss of opportunities, all kinds of stuff that would mess you up having the baby by a fool. Instead of you thinking about all those things that you just skated away from, you sitting up there laying in the bed crying about the fact that you're not in that negative, nasty, stupid situation. I don't get it. I don't get it. How in the world could you flip this around to be something wrong and bad? I mean, I'm sure having to go through a DNC and all of that is wasn't comfortable. But what, is he the only person in the world? You couldn't get no friends or nothing? Your family members to come in there with you? It had to be him. See what I'm saying? It had this all this is just drama. She just like fixating on, trying to make this a big, horrific romantic story of failure. And you have all kinds of people you could have took with you. But you chose not to because you wanted to be a martyr and whine and complain about him. I see through this game. I'm not falling for this. And then you're going to put 2/3 of the letter you spent talking about him following you on Instagram. Not what, how he treated you, how you should have blocked him, how you should never know that he followed you because he would be blocked and unable to follow you. But you didn't do all of that. That's it. You want this drama in your life. You want to feel this pain. You want this agony. You want all this bullshit stirred up. You like this shit. So in this instance here, in spite of you saying the hurt was indescribable, you was almost suicidal, all this old stuff, you not thinking about all that. You focus on the fact, well, is he trying to come back? Because, he followed me on Instagram. I don't know that because this sounded like it was a long time ago. So she may not have known about me then. Sometimes these people they find me and then they realize this is a show and then they write. They've never been on this channel before. So I can't say that. That's making a gross assumption and I don't like to do that. So this could be, her first time. Because I posted some stuff up on Facebook in some different groups that I usually don't go in. So I don't know. This just makes no sense to me. This makes no sense. You just like looking for some drama and some upset and stuff and trying to go right back into it, hoping that he is trying to get back with you so he could dog you out some more. Question number 15. Female 26 to 29 in Swansea, Wales. Together 7 years. We have a 4-year-old daughter, and we've been homeowners together for 2 years. We have an 11-year age gap with him older. We met when I was 20. He was 31. I've been with him and only him for the last 7 years. Over these years, he's become lazy, romantically lazy, eggplant lazy, and it's so boring, and even physically lazy. He doesn't go to any of my family events unless I make him go. He makes rude comments about my family. He comes from money and stability. I come from drugs, alcohol, and apartment jumping ever since I can remember. When I go out, he will make the same comment. Oh, you're abandoning us. And many other little things like I'm expected to keep a full-time job and also take care of the household. When I want to better myself by getting a degree like I always wanted, I got questioned about it. Hardly ever a go for it. I got your back. I never got to experience life independently. I never had my own apartment, never been responsible for holding down my own. I left my parents' house and went straight to living with him. The house buying I pushed for because I was so wrapped up in his dream I lost sight of mine. Now that I'm doing it, I realize I wasn't ready for this. I miss being able to flirt with whomever I want and going out with friends without feeling like I should be at home. I understand that leaving him, I still have a daughter to think about. It's not going to be what I always envisioned, but I still have a well thought out plan that makes it fair to both him and I. I just don't want it to get messy. We have already had a discussion back in December, but decided to go through the holidays and we would revisit the matter in the spring. Well, it's that time. He is agreeable with me that we want to end things amicably and do it all the way right for our daughter. He is a great guy, some faults, but who doesn't have them? I just feel as though we met at the wrong time for us to be together forever. He taught me a lot. Wait, he taught me how I don't want to be loved and taught me a lot about money. He has given me the best gift ever, our daughter, and I wouldn't trade having her with him for anything. I'm just tired of feeling like I'm headed down the same path as my parents, even his parents. I don't want to settle for comfortable. I want to experience the love that takes your breath away and leaves you with butterflies. I want to experience life without having to answer to any man. I know how I want to be loved, and he isn't providing it for me. Am I wrong? Oh. Let me put it this way. All the stuff that you want, you were supposed to want all of this before you had that baby. That's what you were supposed to do. So you did shit ass backwards. You went and tried to be a grown up when you was only 20 years old, messed with somebody 31 years old, and got with him and then had this baby. Okay. Now I know a lot of girls get into these situations because they're trying to escape from something. You're trying to escape probably from your parents and that nomadic lifestyle that they lived. You saw him as stability. He had money. He was mature. He could provide you a stable financial life. You would have a home that you wouldn't have to be hopping around. I get it. See everything as soon as I'm reading your letter. But that's not how you do things. These are the things you should have dealt with before you ever got together with him and before you ever had a baby. You don't look for some man to save you. That is a mistake a lot of women make. And then when you don't need saving anymore and you can, you have the time and the freedom to really explore who and what you are, you realize you don't even really like him that much. He's not the man for you. He felt a need at that moment, and that was fair, and you loved him for doing that. But now you can't love him anymore because that you're not that same person anymore. You don't need him like that, and you're ready to go. You're ready to spread your wings and fly. Now I have to fault him too because his old ass knew that you was too young for him, and that fresh out of your teens, you don't know anything. He took advantage of that, so you were kind of set up for it. It's unfortunate, but there was two things at play here: your hunger for stability and stuff, and his desire to have somebody to manipulate and control who was young and naive and easy to to game on. So you got took, and so this is just the unfortunate thing. Too bad you guys didn't. Too bad you had that child. Otherwise, you could just part ways and it would be fine. But you talking about going and looking for all this love and having all these butterflies and all this old stuff. You somebody's mama. Okay, that's got to come first. So all this other stuff you talking about, you're not gonna find that. That's not gonna happen. You should have done that before you became somebody's mama. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, you can certainly find somebody to love you and it'd be, nice and all of that. But all them but this stuff you talking about all that girlish teenage fluttering stuff, you too old for that. You have to look at your relationships realistically. And any man that you bring around your daughter, he better be a solid dude. She's only 7 years old. You got a long way to protect her while you up here flip flopping around talking about you want romance. Probably should give custody of her to her daddy. That sounds like a best solution to me. He's old and mature and stable. He can hire a nanny or some shit while you flip flop around and try to find some butterfly love. Question number 16, male, 37 to 45, Sydney, Australia. Some background first, and then if I could get some advice, that would be great. I'm 39, and my girlfriend of 2 years is 34. We both have been divorced once, and the reason for our prior marriages failing was that the other person cheated. Early on during the dating phase, I recall a few of her guy, quote, friends always trying to take her out to house parties or to bars to hang out. I didn't object initially as we were very much into the getting to know each other phase and were not exclusive. Fast forward a year. An ex, I'll call, quote, Brian, reached out and she told me about it, but she never replied to him. I suggested that she may want to let, quote, Brian know that she's in a relationship and that he may want to focus elsewhere. She didn't do it and didn't appreciate my suggestion. Fast forward again to about 3 months ago, the day before New Year's. Her phone was blowing up and it was a few different exes all wanting to meet up, hang out and such. Really? She told me, but she never replied and never set boundaries, as I call it, with them. Lastly, a week ago, a group text was sent by her ex, who has tried for years to get back with her. He sent it to about 10 different people on the text for a house party. She didn't tell me about it, but I saw the messages come across her phone as it was sitting right next to me. No, I did not snoop. I told her I'm tired of these dudes coming out the woodwork and that it's time to set expectations with them. She said, I'm not changing my phone number and can't control who messages me. I said, I never asked you to change your number, but you can tell them that you're in a relationship and it's serious and it's not appropriate, or that I'll check with my boyfriend to see if we can make it, or something along those lines. She didn't want to do it and said she doesn't feeling like her every move is under a watchful eye. We've barely spoken in the past several days. I don't know if it's insecurity on my part, given how I've been cheated on, or if I have unrealistic expectations. What I'm asking for seems quite normal and respectful, but apparently it isn't. If the shoe were on the other foot, I wouldn't hesitate to do so. What are your thoughts? My thought is it's time to break up. I don't know why people make this so hard. You are in a relationship. The person's not giving you the relationship that you want. What do you do? Okay, you can talk to them about it first. Of course, you don't just jump up and leave. You talk to them about it first. That makes sense. And then what do you do after that when they insist that they're not going to, they're not going to love you the way that you need to be loved? They're not going to provide you with the security. They don't want to put up the boundaries. They don't want to put limits on all these other people trying to get at them and all that stuff. They enjoy that kind of attention. They enjoy that flirtatiousness or whatever. And that for you is not what you want in a relationship that you're looking at as being very serious and moving forward. So there comes a time when you have to accept the fact that what she wants and what you want are on two completely different sides of the fence. And so that's when you go, deuces, I'm out. And you just move on, you know? And this has been going on for a while, and you've been putting up with this for a long time. I mean, I applaud you, because I'm the kind, like, I'm gonna tell you one time, and then I'm out. We're not gonna have no more conversations about it, you know. Shut up, Faith. Yeah, it is. Okay, she got you. You kind of right, huh? But I don't know. I mean, I'll say, I'll bring it up to you one time. I'm like, you did this, you did that. I don't like it. You need to stop doing it. And so that's it. And then if they say no, I want to keep doing this anyway, then I'm like, okay, well, you can keep doing it. I never would tell somebody that they can't do it, but you can't do it and stay in a relationship with me. Now you can keep doing it, but you're going to be over there doing it. That's what I mean. Because to stay in a relationship with me, you can't treat me like that. That's not going to work. And so that's what you just have to do. She enjoying all these dudes flip flopping around, all these dudes clamoring for her attention. It doesn't mean that she's sleeping with them or anything. I don't want to jump to that conclusion, but she enjoys the attention, of them trying to get with her, taking her out, flirting with her, telling her they miss her and all this old stuff. She enjoys that. So that's not the kind of girlfriend you want, sir. So that means it's time for you to get out of this situation. Okay. Question number 17, male, 21 to 26, out of Portland, Oregon. My little brother has been staying with my parents for the past few years while he's been going to college. I'm 23. I've already graduated. And I live in an apartment 40-ish minutes away from them. I have an engineering degree, but I'm not able to find my first engineering job. And then the COVID-19 happened. I've been working at a retail store and also Ubering, and I recently got fired from my retail job. Oh no. I'm trying to get by with just Uber, but it's not easy. Due to COVID-19, my brother lost his restaurant job as well, mainly due to lack of tenure. My parents have always said that to live with them, you need to have a job. I went through this, and now he is too. I guess a global pandemic is enough to reconsider this weird rule. So, yeah, he apparently, quote, did not put forth a good effort to find another job, according to my parents, and they are now in the process of packing up his shit, and they inform me that I need to let him live with me, or they are taking my car, it's in their name, shutting off my phone, and calling the cops. Calling the cops for what? I'm freaking out right now. I can barely take care of myself with just Uber. My tiny apartment already has my friend and his girlfriend occasionally. And of course, I would do anything to help my brother, but right now he needs to be staying with them. This is ridiculous. I don't know what to do. I would probably let him stay with us. I'll discuss with my good friend and do what I can, but this is just incredibly taxing on me right now. I feel like I have a responsibility pushed onto me, and right now my anger towards my parents is untethered. Maybe I'm just venting because I know what I need to do. I'm going to let my little brother stay with us. I just really don't know how to proceed. The worst part is blaming myself. I don't know why I haven't been able to get a job at this point. If I had an engineering job when I graduated, I have enough money to help him out. The issues wouldn't be nearly as bad as they are. One thing that you need to do is kick out your friend and his girlfriend. Okay, family is way more important than friends and they girlfriends. Okay, unless they pay kicking in half the rent. Okay, in which case you can let them stay. But are they? If they're not, then kick them out. They need to be paying half the rent, buying half the food, paying half the PG&E bill, and whatever else other bills that go on up in that house. They need to be paying half. If they're not doing that, get rid of them because that means now you're going to be supporting three people. Your little brother, see, then that's what I'm thinking too, because at that age, they had a tendency to be like, well, since I'm not working, I'm going to sit on my butt and play video games all day. If that's what your parents, if that's what the statement they made, that means that's what he was doing. He wasn't looking actively out looking for work. He was sitting on his butt chilling, thinking that they was going to be taking care of him. They had news for his mind. Oh no, we not. Get out. So what you need to do before you move him up in there is tell him you got a week to find something. I don't care if you work at flipping burgers at Burger King. You better get up in the morning and you better go do something because you're not gonna be sitting around this house. That's not gonna happen. You're gonna kick down some money. You're gonna buy some food, and you're gonna do some other stuff. And yeah, your friend and his girlfriend. No, you need to make some rules about that. They can't do that anymore. Like I said, unless they're paying half. And you can get some food. You don't have no money. Go down to the food bank and get your match back. Your brother can volunteer down there. He might even be able to get a job at the food bank because they need people now. Because a lot of people that work at food banks have children and the kids are out of school. They're short on employees. Have his little happy ass. He's young and strong. Go down to the food bank and apply for work. He can get a job there instantly. I betcha. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is just a bit much. I don't thank everybody for the super chat donations. I've been reading letters. I haven't really been noticing all of them, but I see them there. Thank you very much. And I'm telling you, yeah, you would make him want to be homeless. But don't he have like a grandmother or some friends or something he could stay with? He's probably just being a little dust bucket, and that's why nobody want to be bothered with him. It's not a her, it's a him. It's not. This is a guy. It's his brother. Well, I don't know. But I know if it was my brother, it'd be like, you got a week. And guess what? Keep your stuff packed. Because if you don't have some, you're not making no money in a week, you up out of here too. You're going to be at the homeless shelter. We're not doing this. I'm struggling along as it is, trying to take care of myself. I can't take care of you two. Question number 18. We've got 21 questions tonight. Male, 30 to 36 out of Manchester. First, I've been with my other half for 6 years now. We're both in our mid-20s and are engaged and live together in a house that we purchased together less than 6 months ago. I feel like I've come to a fork in the road and I don't know which path to take. The one that says left, as in I've left you. That's what you do. Personally, I'm very laid back. I like to stay calm, happy, relaxed, and enjoy most things in life day to day. But in the last year or so, my other half has become very short fused over even the smallest things. Everything must be rushed and done right here, right now, without any delay, or she will get fiery and irritated. I've always known that she was a very emotional person, but it's getting worse to where it's affecting our relationship. Over the last 2 weeks, we've been arguing nearly every day over the tiniest of things, and I'm literally at my wits' end. If I mention her emotions, it'll set her off. We moved into our house less than 6 months ago, and the kitchen needs a massive makeover. We hardly have any savings, so we'll need to save up to cover these costs, which I have explained to her, but she is constantly moaning, irritated, and keep going on how she doesn't like the kitchen and she wants the kitchen right now, which I explained to her can't be done as we don't have the funds to do it yet, and it's a nonstop moping about it. I work 60 hours a week, so by the time I get home, damn, dude, there's only a certain amount of time and daylight left for me to do the things I need and want to get done. One example was last night. On the drive home, I noticed that the inside of my windshield needed cleaning, so it had a lot of sun glare. So I got home. She made tea, which was great, and I told her that I was going to go out and clean all the windows on my car before going to work in the morning. I go outside and was out there for 10 minutes, and she was already badgering me to hurry up and come back inside. She doesn't have any hobbies and just wants to be with me every single second that we're both home. And when I say that I want to do something, even for 5 minutes, that doesn't involve her, like check something on the PC or phone my parents to see how they're doing, she gets impatient and tells me to hurry up as I'm wasting time and wasting the evening, which then irritates me as I'm laid back and how I hate rushing things. If I mention that she could get a hobby, then it'll just be shrugged off, and she loses it, saying that it's because I don't want her to be with her or spend time with her. Oh my God, these clingy women. Which I then give in and do what she wants so it doesn't lead to an argument. So my average week is working from 4 a.m. till 17:30. Oh, he's doing that military time every day. Then having to cuddle and watch TV with her at night till we go to bed at 2200. Now, don't get me wrong. I like doing that, but not every single day. We have one day each weekend where we both aren't working, and it's the time we need to spend the entire day together. Anything I want to do on a side note, like pop to the shop to replace a bulb in the car, it irritates her. And then I have to rush to get it, put the car in fast, otherwise she'll be irritated. I'm taking too long. I'm just feeling very suffocated to the point I'm wondering if this will go on for the rest of my life. Because we're engaged, my thought is I don't know which path to take. One leads me to staying put and seeing if things will work out. The other path is leaving the 6 years of my life behind. Any advice would be appreciated. I'm really at a loss of what to do. I love her dearly, but I shouldn't have to feel trapped. Well, what you're going to have to do, sir, is sit her down and say, look, as far let's start with the kitchen thing, because that was funny to me. She knows what she thinks money's supposed to magically appear. So what I, you probably won't do it because you're a nice dude. But if it were me and somebody was bugging me like that, I said, well, look, we don't have no money. Why don't you go out and sell some ass? That'll fatten up the bank account faster. That'll give you something to do with your mouth because you're just too busy running it and it ain't making no money. So why don't you do that and get out of my face about this kitchen? So you want the kitchen done faster? Make it happen. And then I would be done. That would be the end of that conversation. She would probably be so stunned. She would be like, "Oh my God." He had to go to bed at 10 o'clock, but he has to be at work at 4:30. See, that's not enough sleep for him. So that's being very weird. I don't know about her. That's what I would tell her about that kitchen. So then she would shut up about that. And then, for the cleaning the windows and stuff, if she wanted to be with you, why didn't she come out there and help you clean the windows? You could have done it faster. If it took you 10 minutes, you could have, with two people doing it, would have took 5. And then she would have had your attention the whole time. I just don't get it. And then, telling you to hurry up and wait, when you talking to your parents, see, she would have got cussed out for that. Like you cover over the phone and say, don't you ever try to rush me when I'm talking to my mom and daddy. Go shut. See, but see, that's probably why I'm not in a relationship because I don't have that kind of patience. I'm not going to take that. You're not going to tell me what to do like that. It's something that's important to me. You sit your behind over there and just wait, you know? And she don't do nothing with herself. You feeling suffocated, dude. All I can tell you is that she's showing you who she is, okay? She's showing you who she is. I don't know what changed in your relationship or if you just didn't notice it before now, but this is who she is right now, okay? So when you think about marrying a person, and we all want to get married for this happily ever after thing. Nobody wants to get into it to divorce 2 years later. But you think about, is this the kind of situation that you want to have for the next 20, 30, 60 years? Because you guys are young. Is this what you want? Is this going to work for you? Or are you going to be miserable? And that's whatever you decide, that's how you approach her and say, this ain't working for me. The way that you're behaving right now is making me want to break up because I can't see being with you and having to endure this kind of nonsense for 30 years. It's not gonna work. So what do you want to do? Either you stop and get yourself a life or we're going to break up. Stop nagging. We'll sell this piece of house and be out. You go your way and I'll go mine. And that would be that. Yeah, these Klingon women, it's just unbelievable. I just don't. I just don't get it. Yeah, I sure would tell her, take your fat, happy ass and shit talking, go out there and sell some. Make you some money to fix your kitchen. You want it done so quick. I'm already working 60 hours a week. What the fuck you think I'm going to do? What else can I do? You know what I mean? This is unbelievable. Woo, the letters this week. Oh my God. Hey, Lady Boss. This is just unbelievable. Question number 19. Female, 47 to 45, out of San Jose. My boyfriend's son is in college and they closed it because of the coronavirus outbreak. Yep. My little cousin goes to San Jose State. They sure did. He was living on campus, so he had no place to go. I live in a one-bedroom apartment. The lease is under my name only, and my boyfriend moved in with me a year ago. This morning, my boyfriend just said, my son is here, and his son brought his suitcase and all his belongings. But my boyfriend never told me he was coming or asked for my permission first. I know we're going through a crisis. I'm not heartless, but I felt as my opinion doesn't count. What makes me mad is that I also have his other son at my apartment. Wait a minute, 4 people in a one-bedroom apartment? How does that work? He's a college graduate who's not working or saving money to get his own place. In 3 months that he's been here, he hasn't paid rent because my boyfriend supports him instead of making him responsible. My boyfriend even cooks for him and does his laundry. That's how lazy and entitled he is. My boyfriend keeps saying his son will leave soon, but I don't see how that's going to happen if he doesn't have a job and no income. Bottom line, I feel like my house is too crowded and I want some privacy and peace. I have limited food due to this crisis, and it's not fair that his sons don't contribute financially. Am I right or wrong? I don't know if his son will stay here for a long time, but he has his mom too. Tell all of them to get out. Okay, all you have to do is go to your leasing office and tell them that you have your boyfriend and he done moved 2 other people up in there. You don't want them there, to give you a letter that says that they have 3 days to get out of the property because they're not on the lease or else. Okay, then you take that letter and you go and you show it to them and say, I need all y'all to pack your stuff and get out. And you go to a residential hotel. The daddy can pay for it. He can go with them. Or they can go and rent a 2 bedroom apartment. He can be in one room and the boys can be in one and then in the other. But they need to be up out of your house within 3 days. And that's how I would play that. And if they don't, just tell them, I'm going to move. I'm moving, and start packing some stuff and you're not coming with me. Yeah, I don't let everybody get out. Yeah, he's made his dad is ruining him. He's just useless. And there's no reason in this world. But I mean, if he wants to support him and do all that for him, that's fine. But not on your dime, not in your house, not eating up your food, not running up your light bill, not running your water, using up your toilet paper, your soap, your shampoo, none of that. Get out. Get out. That is too many people in a one-bedroom apartment. I couldn't even stand how many people visited me in a one-bedroom apartment, let alone be trying to live there. What, they sleeping on the floor in the living room? Oof, Lord have mercy. Mm-mm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He should move out. He should get his own place, and then his sons can live with him. But they need to get out. Tell him either you go or I am. One of us is leaving, and I don't want to live with 3 men. I don't want to do that. But you good, cause I wouldn't. He would have came walking in there talking about my son. I said, no, he's not. Get out, and you go with him. Go put him in a hotel or something. He's not staying here. Go in there one of them little kitchenette kind of apartments where they got the little kitchenette where you can make noodles and shit. And that's where he better be. He's not going to be here. Get out. They're not on my lease. I'm not reaching the eviction for you or your sons. Get out. Take your stuff and go right back out that door. It's just an apartment. It's not her house. It's just an apartment. There's 500 million more of them. Question number 20. Male, 21 to 26, San Diego. My girlfriend and I have been dating for a year and a half now, but she does not get jealous at all. I know that's a good thing and all, but sometimes I feel like she does not care about me, or she thinks I am not that good to be jealous at, or she does not love me as she say. I feel like I am the woman in this relationship. I need more attention from her, but I don't want to ask her for it. What should I do? Grow up. Okay, I know, my dad used to tell me about that. My dad told me about that because I don't get jealous. And I don't get jealous because I don't care. I don't know, maybe I have some narc in me or something. I care about me. So if it's the kind of thing where It's going to be, do I care more about me or do I care more about this man and what he's doing? I'm going to always choose myself. And if he's causing me any kind of angst or confusion or anything like that, then he's gone. Because I care about me. And I don't want to feel like that. I want to feel happy and joyous and be giggly and witty and all the stuff that Deb likes to be. Deb doesn't want to be sad and morose and depressed and concerned about some clown ass man. I'm not going to do that. So I don't know when I made that decision, but my dad always told me that men don't know what to do with a woman who is not jealous, because to men, that jealousy, that thing, it makes them, the very insecure ones that they are, it makes them feel loved to see that they have the power to make a woman jealous. I'm like, oh, well, that's all of them, though, Diana. That's all of them. So my dad told me it's all men are like that. That they need to feel like, that's how they decide that you care about them. If you be like checking for them and about jealous and stuff. I'm like, oh, well, I guess I just really just don't care then. I mean, I like them enough, you know what I mean? But I'm not going through all them changes. If you want to be stupid, I mean, go over there. I mean, be happy. Do whatever thrills you. I'm not going to be getting all in my feelings about what you do and who you talk to and all that old stuff. I don't care. Just go over there then. I mean, if it makes you happy, be happy. I want you to be happy. I want you to be happy because I want to be happy. And if we can't be happy together, that's fine. But I'm not going to be flipping out and, going crazy and wanting to fight people and chasing you down the street and calling, going through your phone and stuff. I've never, ever, not one time done anything like that. Gone through men's drawers, phones, nothing. Never. Never did it. I don't care. I'm just not, I just don't do that. I just don't. So this is really sad, young man, but if you need more from somebody, people aren't mind readers. Okay, and you guys are young, you're 21 to 26, so you haven't had that much relationship experience. If there's something you need from your partner, you have to give them the opportunity to give it to you, and that you do that by asking for it. Okay, they're not mind readers. They're not psychic. So you getting mad because she's not doing something that you psychically want her to do, that you're not communicating, and she's not a mind reader, so she cannot getting it, and you want to get mad about the fact that she's not getting it. That's unfair. Okay, so you want something from her, you need to open your mouth and say it, ask for it. I need to spend more time. I want to have a whole day with you. I want to, whatever it is that you want, you ask for it. And then, of course, then she can say yes or no. But most likely, if she finds that there's something important to you and she loves you, she's going to be, trying her best to give it to you. So, but, this thing here, that you've been trying to make her jealous or something. I mean, it could be something that you're trying and she's just not doing it because so it's backfiring. Your little tricks are backfiring because she's going overboard to not show jealousy just to punish you for trying to make her that way. It could be that too. You know, she's just flipping the script on you. So either way, that's not how you handle things. You be G up and open your mouth and ask for what you want, and then give her a chance to give it to you. Okay. And the last question number 21. Throwing crab legs. ah, question 21 is from a female, 26 to 29 age group. And location, she put where troubles melt like lemon drops. Okay, this is going to be interesting. I feel like I've lost my mind with how quickly things are moving along, but it feels right. I have never done anything like this, especially this quickly. Who knows? Maybe I have lost my mind. We met online and chatted for about a week before meeting in person. Our first meeting lasted 5 hours. Met at a bookstore for coffee, which turned into lunch, which turned into shopping together at a local mall. Second date was 3 days later. Met for dinner and a movie. The following weekend, 26 to 29. The following weekend, he came and stayed the weekend with me. We watched movies, went out to dinner, talked and talked and talked. The weekend after that, we spent together as well. We also text and talk over the phone daily. Yesterday, he moved in with me. I know, insane. I'm still trying to make sense of what I've done. I realize this may crash and burn quickly, but I do enjoy his company a lot, and we have so much in common to have a lot of fun together. Yes, he is technically still a stranger I'm getting to know. I guess what I'm asking for is thoughts on this matter. Have you heard of things moving this quickly? Did it end in total disaster? Yes and yes. Because you don't know who you've moved in with. Why do you let this man? I see this is the number one mistake. You don't let no man move up into your house. You, if anything, you keep your house. You rent yours out, sublet, whatever they call it, and then you go stay with him. Leave your shit at your house though, so you have some place to go back to should you need it. And you go stay at his house so that if it gets funky, you can just say, "Oh well, this didn't really work out, so I'm going back to my house." Yeah, that is what they call the love bomb. But sound like she love bombing him right back. So I don't know. It feels right, she says. All these long conversations. What was you talking about for 5 hours? I can't talk that long to somebody for five hours. I know people be talking about how to be on the phone all night with some man and stuff. I could never do that. I'm like, what in the world do you be talking about? There's not that much conversation in the world. Yeah, he needed a place to stay. He was getting kicked out from where he was before. So he love bombed her so that she would let him move in. So he would have a little hobosexual ass. Yeah, but he living there, huh? Happy. He living there. He got a roof over his head now. Thoughts. It's too late to be asking for thoughts. You were supposed to do that before you let him move in. You're supposed to say, "Should I let him move in?" In which case, everyone said, "No, don't be stupid. Why are you being stupid?" And did you talk about what is supposed to happen when he moves in? Did you talk about who's that? What bill? How the bills are gonna get covered up? Or are you just gonna be paying everything since you was already paying it? That's the typical game. Well, why should I have to pay anything? It's your spot. You was already paying it before I got here. So why should I have to pay anything? That's what they typically come out with. And then you can't really make them pay because they're not on the lease or nothing. And so then there you are stuck. And then now you have them in your house, so you got to evict them. So there's more money, more time, more effort, more energy that you didn't have to have. Then they be messing up your stuff. Sometimes they steal your stuff. They break your stuff. They be having other people up in your house. They be having illegal substances up in your house. And there's nothing you can do about it because you were stupid and you let him into your spot. Don't do that. Well, we don't know where he was. He's probably living with some woman, that was on the way out. And she was, about to toss his behind out. But he had to find somebody else to, suck her up and move in with. So he found her online at that. So ooh, this week's letters. Oh my God, what's wrong with these people? She didn't say anything about that, Felicia. That's what I'm saying. She's just so caught up in the moment. She's caught up in the excitement of it. She's not thinking realistically. Like, you're going to pay this much and you're going to give me this much on the front end because, that's how much it's going to cost for you to move up in here. I need $1,500. And then if he didn't give me $1,500, then well, you can't move up in here. And this how much it's going to cost you every month. Yeah, a big one, a 6 foot tall freeloader. I don't get it, but so many women do this. They make this same move, and then they live to regret it, of course. But I'm still taking, in case you guys didn't see, on the community wall. I'm doing a new series, and it's called, it's about my relationships with women share their real stories, real life stories about relationships, dating relationships, marriages, family relationships with narcs and sociopaths. And we're going to be telling you, exposing the games that they play, the things that they say, the things that they do that get you caught up. And these are women who really went through it. Okay, they're going to be sharing their real life stories with you. These ladies are so courageous. I can't even begin. I mean, and the insight they have, of course, we all get insight 2020, but that's the whole point. Taking these women's knowledge and experiences and putting it out there so that you can learn from it, so that you don't make the mistakes like these women made in the letters tonight. You will get some information, firsthand information. You will get schooled from women who actually made those mistakes and to help prevent you from doing the same thing. That's the goal of this program. So look on in the videos, it's there. There's three. There's my introductory video and two stories that are up so far. And then on the community wall is a promotional blurb that talks about, how you participate if you want to share your story. I'll be doing interviews on primarily on the weekends. And so just check your time. Even no matter what time zone you're in, we're gonna make it work. If I have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to record somebody that's in Australia or the UK or something, that's what I'm going to do. So I want to get everybody represented here from all over the world, women from all over the world. So you just let me know. We're gonna work it out, and we're gonna make that happen. Okay. So I want to thank everybody for participating. The chat, of course, the chat's always on fire. Thanks everybody for the super chat donations and for your support of the channel, sharing videos, chatting everything up and sending people over here so they can become a part of this crew and learn about relationships and how to protect themselves from some of these dusty men out here. That's very important. Okay? But let me see, where's my thing? Here we go. Yeah, that's it for tonight. That's it for tonight. And we'll be back. I'm trying to get myself together to do the DNN this Friday. And then on Saturday and Sunday, I'll be scheduling interviews. So look for my call or email if you've sent in a request. I'll be looking at touch base with you. This is Deb Cooper. SurvivingDating.com is the website. I'll see you later. Bye bye.